That's way too far back. So what's it like to have kids young? Well, I'm 22 years old and I have 2 kids. So I think I'm particularly qualified to answer that question. I'm going to frame this video kind of like a before and after having kids, some of the major changes that come to you when you become a parent. So a little bit about me. I was 19 years old when my wife and I had our first daughter together. I was still technically a teen, so I was out of high school, but I was still, a teen parent. Having kids is not a cookie cutter type of deal. One thing that I really was kind of shocked by was all the advice that people would give me about having kids. So, to begin with, everybody told me not to have kids. Everybody told me it's going to be the worst decision you ever make in your life having kids so young. I had kids. It's been the best decision I've ever made in my entire life. Oftentimes, young adults that have kids, like say you're in high school or maybe even middle school, and you have kids, one of the parents of that child is probably going to dip out. The biggest thing in my experience for making it a smooth sailing kind of, experience parenting is the fact that my wife and I are together and, we work together, we communicate. If something's bothering me, I'll tell her. If something's bothering her, she'll tell me. It's less so about the kids themselves, but the fact that it's kind of like a co-mingling between you and your partner and now this third person, this child. That partner is almost just as important as that child itself. You need to make sure that both your partner and your child are good. In my experience, it's critical that your partner is also okay. Second, it costs way less than what I was ever told. When my wife and I were pregnant with our daughter, we were constantly told, oh my God, Julian, do you have enough money? Julian, do you not realize how much diapers are? Julian, do you not, formula is $30 a can. Julian, what are you doing? It's so expensive. Yes, and I understand all those things. And if circumstances come to be that you have to take your child to the doctor once a week, twice a week, it is very expensive. What my wife and I practiced was just trying to make sure that we were living as much of a frugal parenting lifestyle as possible. Reusable diapers, huge, super useful. It's a little bit gross, yes, because you're washing, pee and fecal matter out of your child's diapers. Yes, it's gross. But so what? It saves you on money. It's good for the earth. It's a good thing. What I find is most people that are my age or, in their early 20s do not want to have kids. It's like the general census that I see. They're much more focused on their career, and that's totally respectable. What I've come to learn is it's still completely possible to have kids and pursue a career. It's difficult because it's a very fine line that you want to tread. You don't want to become the workaholic parent that never sees their kids. Case in point, there's a famous YouTuber and his name is Casey Neistat. Casey Neistat is one of the biggest YouTuber names out there. When you think of YouTube, oftentimes you'll think of Casey Neistat amongst many others. And he has 3 kids. He became a big YouTuber, but was never home because of it.
All that enjoying life and building a life around family and all this fun stuff that I've been doing since we moved here, all of that is in the shadow of what was like the hardest, probably most tumultuous, 5 years of my life professionally. As long as you've known me, work has been my life, and everything else, including family, has been on the sidelines. And I've never been honest with myself about that, because I think it took taking a minute to look at it, which I've been doing here, to realize just how much I put everything on hold for the hustle, for the grind, for finding success in my career.
He was constantly traveling, constantly having to do, brand deals, meetups, and him and his wife's marriage very nearly fell apart as a result. You can get a career, a solid career, a well-paying career, while being a young parent. it takes time. You know, even without kids, before anything else, it takes time to grow a career, and it takes even longer as a parent. But it can be done. I think it's really critical that you have a solid relationship with your partner that will flow into you being a parent. Of course, this is so much easier said than done. I don't know. I mean, I'm still young, you know, like whenever I listen to older people talk about like them and their experiences when they were young, talk about when they were in their 20s, they were like, yeah, you know, when I was in my early 20s, I was an idiot. Well, I'm in my early 20s, and I'm pretty sure in 10 years, I'm going to look back at these videos and I'm going to think I'm an idiot. But if you like this video, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.